Welcome to the Coleman Report. I'm Bob Coleman. Today we're talking with Phoenix Lender Services, the new management team, a new entity in SBA Lending. Lance Sexton, friend of Coleman Publishing, friend of Bob Coleman. Lance, you are the Chief Servicing Officer. Pleased to introduce Stephanie Dunn, the Chief Revenue Officer. Pleased to introduce Michael Bland, the Chief Credit Officer. And pleased to introduce Jeremy Gilpin. He's not a chief. He is the CEO and chairman of the board. And finally, Chris Hurn. I don't have your title. First of all, congratulations all. It's what I love about this story is this is entrepreneurship at the best, serving Main Street. So congratulations you all for getting this off the ground. Chris, tell us what does Phoenix Lenders do? But before you do that, what is your title? Because I got everyone else's here.
I'm the president of Community Bank Shares, which is the bank holding company that owns Community Bank and Trust of West Georgia. It's a wholly owned subsidiary. It also owns now Thomas Financial Group, and it also owns Phoenix Lender Services, which most of the folks here are involved with Phoenix Lender Services.
Great. And what does Phoenix Lender Services do?
Well, we're a lender service provider, and our first client is Community Bank and Trust, but we are open for business to take other banks and credit unions as a client. We're bringing about 700 years of SBA experience collectively on our team to bear. So obviously we've got your top talent, Mr. Sexton, who's been with Michael and I for a while, who's on the team, and we're going to we do originations for CB&T for SBA as well as USDA. In fact, CB&T was the number one USDA B&I lender last year. So we will continue to do that, and we're expanding our loan products, and we're just excited to get our team out there and finally announce this, because as you know, Bob, we had sort of a media embargo for about a year actually while we were quietly doing this.
I had the scoop, but I couldn't release it. Yeah. Jeremy, tell me what the CEO and chairman does. Well, we all know what a CEO and chairman does. Tell me what your vision is for this organization.
The vision is, and I couldn't be more blessed, is to bring the best of the best and the greatest minds across government guaranteed lending to do one purpose, Bob. That's really to help the underserved and bring capital to businesses that need it. And I think we've been able to do just that. So again, very blessed to say I'm the chairman and CEO, but quite frankly, this is a team effort, and it's a true brain trust if there ever was one in this industry. So the long and the short, that's it, Bob.
Well, I agree with you. I love the 700 years of experience. I'm a stat guy, Chris. Translate that into number of loans and dollar amount that all of you are responsible for.
Well,
and I'll throw in one more, and jobs created, because I know you
Boy, yeah, I need a full-time statistician for that, Bob. I will tell you that we did go around not too long ago and totaled up how much of financings that the team had done, and we were a little over 31 billion, which is a big deal. But some of us are grizzled old veterans who have been doing this for several decades, so that shouldn't surprise anybody. That kind of a number. I don't recall how many loans that was, and if we add PPP to it, it's a lot anyway. So yeah, it's a pretty sizable number. We've helped a lot of people. We've created a lot of jobs. We've retained a lot of jobs, and
absolutely.
Frankly, that's what drives us day to day. I mean, we love what we're doing. As Jeremy said, it's great to be part of a team that is passionate about what they do of bringing capital to Main Street. It's a very much our driven mission.
Well, let me ask Stephanie this question. Stephanie, you're the Chief Revenue Officer. I love that title. What is the value proposition you bring to the industry to have a bank, a credit union, a non-bank lender work with you?
It's a great question, and we talk about that every day. And that's truly the value that we bring to market is exactly what Chris just said, is the team of experts that we have, and more specifically on the sales side, our sales team has been in the business development, providing access to capital for over 25 years. So we have vast experience across multiple industries, markets, geographies, and that is truly our value proposition is dealing with experts that know how to provide access to capital, but know how to structure properly using this program and working closely with the agency.
Well, that's a great segue for Mr. Bland. Michael, where are we in the credit cycle? The pendulum swings back and forth. We have a new administration, and we look at the economic factors. As the chief credit officer, how do you want your portfolio to look in 2025 and going forward?
Definitely want a balanced portfolio. Definitely want to make sure, because to be honest, there are aspects of the new administration that are very positive, yet there are also some aspects that we don't know yet how things are going to fall, how things are going to be decided. So having a balanced portfolio and having one not only industry-wide, but in terms of location is kind of the best kind of structure that we want to have right now, as well as different kinds of loans, startups, expansions, business acquisitions, et cetera. So not relying on any one area or any one kind of business or industry.
That was my next question. Do you have a particular niche, or are you going to be balanced throughout your approach to the market?
Try to be balanced, but we have been seeing a lot of business acquisitions and partial buy-ins, which those are great. And we do have a number of construction loans in various aspects of construction right now, which that's always even more fun. But we do have a good mix. I would say primarily though business acquisition and the expansion.
Yeah. What I like talking to you, I've had the privilege of talking to new startup lenders who've done this. I can't remember when someone's sitting in this panel, you bring in the servicing and liquidation guy right off the top, Lance Sexton. So I think that's very prudent and very good. Lance, I'm going to tee you up with this. My nickname for Lance is affectionately Father Lance. Lance, how many PPP loans have you personally forgiven?
I was actually looking in the portal today. Personally, I would suspect, I'm going to talk from a team perspective, about 298,643.
To be exact.
Quite a few.
To be approximately.
I like stats. I like stats. You know my preference. Lance, translate that to me in billions of dollars.
It's about $4.5 billion.
Okay.
So it's
very good.
A big number.
Where are we in the pendulum of servicing SBA 7A loans? And go ahead.
Well, every SBA lender in the country, if they're honest, has more non-performing SBA loans than they've ever had. And Phoenix Lender Services, the great thing about Phoenix Lender Services is our servicing group can provide the SBA lending shop. Say you're building an SBA lending shop, you may not be able to go out and afford to hire someone with 30, 40 years in servicing and liquidation. We can do lender file reviews. And I was talking to a bank the other day, and, we can do a lender file review. We've got 2 people on our team that have spent 15 years decisioning guarantee purchases. So in looking at exceptions and how to clear them, we have probably more experience in actual SBA guarantee purchase exceptions than anybody you're going to use. In servicing your portfolio, I've got a team member, myself and Joel Tittle. We have actually approved servicing actions for SBA when we worked at SBA, thousands of servicing actions. So for the smaller SBA lending shop that can't afford to build a big, robust servicing team, we can provide you assistance in servicing your portfolio and doing that third-party loan review. And the final thing, Bob, is we've got more non-performing loans than ever. We've got a lot of experience on guarantee purchases. I personally have worked on, you asked me to add it up one day, Bob, and I actually went back. I've had the pleasure, not in our portfolio, but in my career, to work on about 1,700 guarantee purchases in my career. So, and Joel Tittle also has extensive, we both have decision guarantee purchases while at SBA. So we bring some real solid experience and ability to help the small to medium-sized SBA lender have a quality servicing effort.
What I enjoy what I do is I get to talk to very talented professionals in this industry. You all are very talented. Congratulations. Chris, I'm going to let you finish up for the group and for yourself. What specific, unique, I use the same thing for Stephanie, value proposition that do you have for the industry that's going to make you different in a loan service provider? And what type of impact do you want to make to our industry in getting capital to Main Street?
Well, let me just piggyback on what Lance just said there a second ago, which is, if there are small banks out there, small credit unions who, are interested in getting into SBA, who sort of sniffed around it and feel like that's something, a growth path for them in the future. I mean, bringing somebody like us in actually grows the program itself. It grows the number of loans that are made to small businesses and folks in underrepresented groups and whatnot. And it's very powerful. And I think what you're going to see with us, I mean, Jeremy alluded to it. This is kind of we've talked about this kind of being a little bit of an all-star team that we've assembled.
Absolutely.
Or I think Michael called us the Avengers at one point or something. But the point being, I mean, we've seen every scenario. We've done thousands, tens of thousands, in some cases, hundreds of thousands of loans. This is a group of experts in our field. And, what that means is, we can be innovative. We're much faster than a lot of folks out there. We're very entrepreneurial, as you know, Bob. And I think, all that basically translates to being able to provide more access to capital to Main Street, which is what, as I said before, that's what really drives us. That's what gets us up out of bed every morning. And it's just exciting to work with such talented people, such as these.
Very well said. Lance Sexton, Stephanie Dunn, Jeremy Gilpin, Michael Bland, Chris Hurn. Congratulations to you all. And we will see you all in 1 year, and we'll do a checkup and see how you've done. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye.